To get a ratio between x and y, we either need to know x relative to y or y relative to x. So we need to try and form some kind of equation linking the two. That way we can see what the ratio must be. And then we're looking for simplifying the form, so we can simplify down the ratio we get. Now, working with what we have, we do have ways of linking these, because we're told that the length of Q is 20% more than P. I'm just going to use this rule that we have to use all the information we're given. So this is what we're trying to find out. This we're just given on the diagrams down here, so we can just include that within here. And we're going to use this piece of information first. The length of Q is 20% more than the length of P. Increasing by 20%. If we add 20% to our original value, we're going to get 120%. 120% as a fraction is 120 out of 100, which as a decimal is 1.2, or 1.20 if you wanted to. You're basically just dividing this by 100, moving the decimal place 2 places. So if we times 50 by 1.2, we get 60. The length of Q must be 60. But it still isn't linking both of these. So we've used that information, but it isn't a link yet. The area of Q is 10% less than the area of P. So if we worked out the area of Q, then the area of a rectangle, that's base times the height. So 60y, that must be our area. And for this one, 50 times x, that's this area. And we're told that the area of Q is 10% less than the area of P. So 10% less, that must be 90% of a value. Let's look at this with numbers. So say for instance this area here was 100. 90% of that would be 90. If I wanted to make an equation and make these equal, I want to find 90% of this one. And we're going to apply that principle here, that we're going to find 90% of the area of P. Finding 90%, we can do this trick again. We're doing 0.9. 0.9 of 50x, and that's going to be equal to 60y, which is fantastic. We've got an equation which we can start to work with. Simplify this, 0.9 times 50, 45x is equal to 60y. So if we times 45 by 60 and we times 60 by 45, that's going to be equal. So x could be 60 and y could be 45. And then we can simplify down this ratio. A common factor between both of these is 5, so we can divide 60 by 5, that gives us 12. And then 45 divided by 5, that gives us 9. We can go one step further than that, and we can divide by 3, which gives us 4 to 3. Now, another way we could have done it was seeing it from here, that if 45x is equal to 60y, then x must be equal to 60 over 45, lots of y, which must mean that y is smaller than x, because we're timesing this by more. 60 over 45, that's equal to 4 over 3. So if y is a certain value, we have to times that by 4 over 3, and we get x. And that would also simplify down to this ratio here, of 4 to 3. There is a simpler way of simplifying a ratio, and that's that you can put it directly into your calculator. If I was to put 60 over 45, that simplifies it straight away to 4/3. Ratios and fractions, they simplify very similar in their ways.